bound when the province will again host the Grey Cup. Advocating for better care, what a new report suggests about the experience of Indigenous people in the system. And on the move, what's in store for a Saskatchewan casino.
This is CTV News with Chantel Saunders.
Good evening. We begin tonight with big news for the riders and the province. The CFL announcing today the Grey Cup will return to Regina in 2027. As Donovan Mace tells us, with a new stadium and a rabid fan base, our province has become a preferred CFL location.
The Canadian Football League is bringing the Grey Cup game back to Rider Nation.
The 114th Grey Cup has been awarded to the great province of Saskatchewan.
Regina and the province will be the nation's host for the 2027 championship.
It's going to be such a celebration in 2027. We know that the province of Saskatchewan, the city of Regina, and the Saskatchewan Roughriders can put on a show, and we're looking forward to that.
It is the 5th time the Riders will host the Grey Cup, doing so in 1995. 2003, 2013 when the Riders won it all, and most recently in 2022.
We talked about it actually, when we were ready to bid, and you do have to look at that organizationally. Is your organization ready to bid and put forward the amount of work? Because it is a tremendous amount of effort required.
It's just a place where football is embraced and celebrated, as it is across the country.
The team's bid, supported by the city and the provincial government. The province will provide $5 million, the city $1.5 in total, split between cash grants, Regina Police Resources, transit, and the use of the Real District. But the spinoff expected to be much greater.
To host the 114th Grey Cup here in 2027. Saskatchewan's done this before. We know how to do it. The volunteers certainly will come out, as will the fans.
It's really showcasing the businesses and the facilities that we have. So I think we're well on track, and I think as long as we stick to the plan of investing in our infrastructure, we'll be in great shape to showcase our city in 2027.
Now, according to an economic impact study conducted by the Riders after the 2022 Grey Cup, that festival generated more than $25 million in economic activity in the province, with 210,000 fans attending at least one event over the course of the week. Donovan Mace, CTV News, Regina.
A group of seniors from Saskatoon and Regina are asking the provincial government to implement rent control. Some say they've faced annual rent increases of up to 10% and say it's draining their pensions and savings at a concerning rate. Wayne Mantika reports.
This group of senior citizens say there is little left of their monthly pension checks after paying increasing rents.
We don't have a life to speak of. We're just basically hanging on financially.
And this is what this government has to look at, is people can't afford it.
The seniors have faced annual rent increases from 3 to 10%, depending on where they live. They came from Regina and Saskatoon to the Legislative Building to ask the government for rent control.
When you add 10%, that's a fair hit. And it's not right.
In the legislature, the NDP opposition asked the government to act.
Today I'm joined by my constituent Roger Derby in your gallery. Mr. Derby's expecting a rent increase of $278 per month, a 9.2% increase. Back in 2021, when he first moved in, he paid $515 a month less than he does today. That is not sustainable.
Rent controls are in place in several provinces, including British Columbia, Manitoba, Ontario, Quebec, and Prince Edward Island. The government says it has led to higher rents in those provinces.
Let's listen to what the experts have to say. The Realtors Association said, while well-intentioned, rent control does not achieve the desired outcomes.
The province believes rent control can backfire.
If you look around Canada, provinces that have implemented rent control tend to have the highest rents.
The NDP opposition plans to pursue rent control during the current session of the legislature through introduction of a private member's bill. With the government majority steadfastly opposed to the concept, that legislation is unlikely to pass. Wayne Mantika, CTV News, Regina.
Premier Scott Moe apologized to residents of Denare Beach today for not coming to visit the community sooner after it had been ravaged by wildfires. Moe made the apology following a question from NDP MLA Jordan McPhail, who spoke about frustrations among residents with how the province responded to the fires. Several Denare Beach residents were in the legislature today when Moe apologized.
Mr. Speaker, there's a period of time when there should have been a leader of this province in the community of Denare Beach to provide the support, personal support, Mr. Speaker, for those families. And I wasn't there. And for that, I apologize to the folks that are here today, through them to the other community members in Denare Beach.
Moe also said his government would work with residents every step of the way as they begin to rebuild in communities where many homes were lost because of the fires. Here is how one Denare Beach resident reacted to Moe's apology.
He did apologize for that. He said he had no excuses, but that doesn't take back what has happened to us and all the mementos and memories that have been lost.
Tremblay says it will take time to restore faith in the province and wants to see proof the government is committed to helping residents rebuild. The NDP is raising concern about the number of encampments in Saskatoon and is calling on the province to address homelessness. Meanwhile, the province says it has put significant funding toward the issue. Stacey Hine has more.
As the number of people living on the streets grows, provincial leaders are weighing in on how homelessness should be addressed.
Homelessness is out of control, and the Sask Party isn't treating this like the crisis it is.
According to the city, between 2022 and 2024, the number of people considered homeless tripled. Data from the Saskatoon Fire Department shows the number of encampments has also nearly tripled in that same time frame. It says as of September 1st, more than 1,200 encampments have been reported in the city this year. NDP MLA Vicky Mowat says the numbers are concerning and is calling on the province to repair hundreds of vacant social housing units.
It's alarming when we have this government housing stock that hasn't been utilized. We have places for people to go that haven't been fixed up.
Mowat is also calling for changes to Saskatchewan income support, saying payment should go directly to landlords rather than recipients. The province says direct pay is available for people who need it. It also says more than $40 million have been put towards addressing homelessness over the past 2 years.
This type of situation is really, really complex, and it involves the involvement and the collaboration of multiple levels of government.
The province says it has created more than 100 supportive housing spaces and enhanced emergency shelters and 30 complex needs shelters.
Last week in the throne speech, we alluded to that provincial approach to homelessness being renewed and expanded.
The Social Services Minister says more details on the province's approach to homelessness will be released at a later date, something the NDP and homeless advocates say can't come too soon as colder temperatures are coming. Stacey Hine, CTV News, Saskatoon.
How First Nations people are treated in the healthcare system is in the spotlight tonight. As Keenan Sorokon reports, a new report outlines 2 years of complaints, resolutions, and recommendations to improve the healthcare experience.
The First Nations Health Ombudsperson is out with her inaugural report, aiming to shed a light and help end healthcare disparities facing First Nations people.
We're here for you, and we're working hard to elevate your voices in those spaces that have been silenced for far too long.
Diane Lafon's office has received roughly 500 complaints, a little more than 2 years after being created. And the data compiled shows a variety of complaints ranging from care treatment at emergency rooms or hospitals to pharmacies, ambulances, and long-term care homes. And the data is beginning to reveal hotspots that need a closer look.
There's many First Nations around Shellbrook. They built that beautiful new hospital, yet people go there and the doors are closed.
Lafon says First Nations people don't trust or maybe don't feel safe returning to a hospital or area where they were mistreated. Now they have a place that can work on their behalf to elevate a complaint. A trend Lafon's office is noticing is increased use of non-disclosure agreements, which can limit the scope of their investigations.
It silences the victim And I say victims because they are victims, are people who are being mistreated.
LaFawn says her office has established a working relationship with the Saskatchewan Health Authority, who has referred some cases to her. The plan is to work closer with the SHA in the coming years.
But with anything, it takes time. We want to do it right, but we want inclusion.
LaFawn hopes this initial report will affect more change within the system and give her office a voice for future policy changes moving forward. Keenan Sorakhan, CTV News, Saskatoon.
Jeff, we're coming off a pretty decent weekend, rain and all.
A little bit of rain and kind of windy at times, and it looks as though wind will still be a factor for other parts of the province as we roll into Tuesday and beyond. As you can see, we got a couple of systems we're keeping an eye on. This one in Manitoba really impacting that province, maybe the extreme southeastern corner of Saskatchewan, but this other system is sliding into Saskatchewan. We do anticipate some flurries, and someplace may get a rain-snow mix, and we'll talk about how far south this particular system may impact.
The Saskatoon murder trial is now into its second week, with the police officer who found the alleged murder weapon taking the stand. CTV's Laura Woodward has that story.
The police officer who discovered the gun allegedly used to kill Nikera Brown took the witness stand in her boyfriend's second-degree murder trial. Andrew Rosenfeld's trial entered its second week at Saskatoon's Court of King's Bench. He's accused of killing his 20-year-old girlfriend on November 15, 2022, inside the apartment they shared on Avenue P South. Court heard Brown was shot under her chin and a single bullet was recovered from her brain. The night of the shooting, officers were unable to find the gun. The next day, Saskatoon police, including Staff Sergeant Michael Zoila, returned to the scene to search the home. Images of the small, cluttered apartment were shown in court. Zoila testified that a .22 caliber rifle had been tucked underneath the box spring of the couple's bed. Police also found a black sweatshirt with blood stains laying on the bathroom floor. Rosenfeld called 911 to report the shooting. He initially told police that two people wearing masks broke in and shot Brown.
They came in and then they shot her and they left. Okay, who's they? I don't know. I don't know who they were. Okay. They just walked in, shot her, and left? Yeah.
But surveillance footage from the area does not show any masked men entering or leaving the building during that time frame. A DNA expert is expected to testify on Tuesday. Laura Woodward, CTV News, Saskatoon.
A cat has died following a fire over the weekend. Firefighters were called Saturday afternoon just after 3:30 to a home in the 100 block of 7th Street East. A fire was burning in the basement. Everyone inside at the time was able to get out except for a pet cat, which was found dead by crews. An investigator is now looking into the cause and damage estimates. Big changes are on the horizon for Saskatchewan First Nation and surrounding area. Our Carla Shinkerick was in North Battleford today, where a sod turning was held to mark the start of the project that will see the casino in that city relocate beside an extensive new business and industry hub.
We stand proudly on the new proposed site of Gold Eagle Casino.
Chief Tanya Aguilar-Antiman of the Mosquito Grizzly Bears Head Lean Man First Nation is leading the charge in the $100 million development in North Battleford, which will be the future new home of the Gold Eagle Casino, Convention Centre, and more.
It's a historic day, and it's been in the works for a couple of decades, but in reality, a hard push in the last 2 years.
The news means that the existing Gold Eagle Casino on the east end of the city will not renew its sublease agreement in April of 2027 in preparation for the new development, which will sit on the 67 acres of land just off Highway 16.
It's a tremendous growth, it's opportunity, and it's, demonstration of a nation taking lead and working collectively with all the partners.
It will also benefit other First Nations in the region. Chiefs from the surrounding area were on hand for the unveiling and sod turning ceremony.
this is home to all of us and surrounding First Nations in the area. And, Mosquito Grizzly Bearhead Lead Man is proud to take a lead in that.
So this is also a very significant announcement for the city of North Battleford. The mayor just telling me that once this is built, it's likely going to mean more people stopping into the city rather than passing by.
We're just really pleased with this land sale here. This is the most significant value land sale the city of North Battleford has ever had. So we're celebrating that to start with, and lots more to come.
The project, which doesn't have a specific startup date, is expected to create 350 construction jobs and 400 long-term positions while generating millions in new annual tourism revenue and attracting more than 500,000 visitors each year. Carla Shinkaruk, CTV News, North Battleford.
A Saskatoon man is feeling discouraged after trying to go green. He says the province's solar panel programs don't offer much encouragement for those thinking of making the switch. Hallie Mandrick has more.
After spending around $10,000 on solar panels for his home, Dylan Malik was surprised to learn that his investment doesn't have a great return value upon seeing his first bill.
And then I was hoping that, hey, I'm producing a lot of power, I'm probably going to break even this month, and that's going to be my bill. But then when I got it, it was devastating because it was only $30 cheaper.
Residents who generate their own power still have to pay for it, in addition to the fee that comes along with adding solar panels to the power grid. Sask Power offers credits to users for excess energy, which is taken off the monthly bill of those who generate their own power. But Malik says the going rate for solar energy is not what it should be.
You can't actually make money in the sense that if you overproduce. So they do that whole credit system, so it's not a rebate. So if I overproduce and I have, let's say, $1,000 worth of credits, I'm never going to get a payout for that, which is fine. But they just, the payback is just not even there to break even easily.
Malik further explained that this 7.5-cent value given to residents is not enough compared to what Sask Power charges residents for the same amount of energy. Sask Power provided a statement to CTV News, which emphasized that those who use solar energy still rely on the provincial power grid to take excess energy and provide energy. Also saying, quote, "We continually review our programs, including the net metering program, to ensure fairness and sustainability for all customers. The 7.5-cent per kilowatt-hour rate was extended in 2021 after consultation with the public, and we have seen stable and sustainable growth in the program enrollment since then." Thanks to his background in engineering, Malik did most of the installation work himself, saving an estimated $5,000. But what he originally estimated as 10 to 15 years before seeing his money back is now looking like a 20 to 30-year period. Malik says it's quite discouraging for those in the province who are trying to go green.
And this is one of those things that at least everyone in Saskatchewan can at least try and make a difference and try and move faster towards green if there was better incentives.
Hallie Mandrick, CTV News, Saskatoon.
Still to come, the Prime Minister as he positions himself to get the U.S. President talking trade again. And we hear from Ontario's Premier after his ad campaign prompted talks to be called off in the first place. You're watching CTV News live from downtown Saskatoon. Thanks for staying with us. Prime Minister Mark Carney is answering questions for the first time since U.S. President Donald Trump terminated trade talks with Canada over Ontario's anti-tariff ad. While Trump says the two leaders have no plans to meet, Carney says progress was being made up until last week. Judy Trin is traveling with the Prime Minister in Kuala Lumpur and has the latest.
The Prime Minister began his day with a meeting with Malaysia's Anwar Ibrahim, the fourth leader from Southeast Asia that he has sat down with at ASEAN. But the one-on-one he needs is slipping out of reach.
Whether it's provincial or Canada itself, they all knew exactly what the ad was. I don't want to meet with them. No, I'm not going to be meeting with them for a while.
Mark Carney revealed he has not spoken to Donald Trump since the U.S. president broke off trade talks on Thursday. Trump ended negotiations over an anti-tariff ad that the Ontario government commissioned, just as the federal team was close to getting tariff relief for steel and aluminum. The Prime Minister was asked if he was upset with Doug Ford.
You can get unexpected twists and turns, and you have to keep your cool We had made progress to repeat. We stand by the progress that had been made.
Trump is also threatening to add 10% more tariffs on top of existing ones. When those take effect is uncertain. It's a stunning reversal from Carney's last White House visit just 3 weeks ago.
How did your relationship with Donald Trump go south so fast?
That's a question for him.
Carney has considered the possibility the U.S. is toying with Canada and doesn't want to negotiate.
I'm not about to detail those contingency plans. I said this before I was elected, emphasize the importance of us giving ourselves far more than any foreign government could take away.
At the ASEAN summit, Carney said Canada would increase by 50% its non-U.S. exports over the next decade. That would amount to $300 billion.
Trump may not want to sit down with Carney, but the president of China does. Xi Jinping and Carney will have a bilateral meeting in South Korea. The two leaders want to recalibrate the relationship between their two countries. Judy Trin, CTV News, Kuala Lumpur.
As for that anti-tariff ad, Ontario Premier Doug Ford says it achieved his goal, which was to generate a conversation that wasn't happening south of the border. Ford was asked today if the ad was a mistake.
Not at all. I think that's a good impact. Again, we had over 1 billion impressions. We achieved our goal, and our goal is to make sure that we get a fair deal. Not a one-sided Donald Trump deal, but a fair deal for the people of Ontario and Canada.
Ford says Prime Minister Mark Carney and his chief of staff saw the ad before it was released. He adds it's time for a meeting with the Prime Minister and premiers to discuss the trade talks. A concerning new report from Food Banks Canada says increased levels of poverty and hunger are becoming normalized in this country. It says food bank visits continue to rise across Canada, reaching nearly 2.2 million monthly visits. That's double the number from 2019. Nearly 1 in 5 people who rely on food banks have jobs, up 12% from 6 years ago. 1/3 of food bank users are children, representing nearly 712,000 monthly visits this year. And 70% of food bank users live in market rent housing. Food Banks Canada is calling for legislative changes to tackle the crisis, including modernizing the EI system and making life more affordable by investing in housing. Canadians will soon have to be photographed when entering and exiting the U.S., regardless of how they enter. According to the Department of Homeland Security, the new rules will apply to travelers no matter how they come in and go out of the U.S., whether it's by land, air, or through a port. The move is part of amendments to how Homeland Security collects biometric data introduced several years ago. No firm word yet on when this would be rolled out.
Hi, I'm Linda Petro from the Saskatoon Rotary Club. Our club is having its 4th annual Holiday Craft Fair at Prairieland Park in Hall B, November 1st from 10 till 4. We have 85 vendors with a wide variety of handmade crafts. If you'd like more information, please go to our website, saskatoonrotary.org. So, what's the weather going to be like, Jeff?
Actually, to start off the month of November, Linda, it's going to be pretty decent. We'll take a look at those numbers right now. It's going to be a cloudy day on Saturday, so why not be indoors checking out the Holiday Craft Fair? 8 degrees for a daytime high, cloudy conditions, as I mentioned, and of course, it takes place between 10 and 4. And again, for more information, saskatoonrotary.org. Now, let's take a look at our current temperatures right now in Saskatoon. It is 6 degrees. The winds have started to die down. Still fairly breezy, though, in Prince Albert and the Battlefords. Partly cloudy skies in Prince Albert. Cloudy conditions in the Battlefords, just 3 degrees in the Battlefords. It's kind of chilly there. Now let's take a look and see what we've got going on. 11 degrees in Saskatoon for a daytime high. Typically, we should be at 7, so today we were still above seasonal. That's about to change, though. 21 degrees, the record warm temperature from 1944. The record cold temperature -24 from 1919. The sun came up at 7:53, and it went down at 5:48.
Coming up, getting a taste of home, how one Los Angeles cafe is welcoming Canadians as they cheer on the Jays.
more than 1 week, Stephen Page comes to Saskatchewan. Tuesday on Your Morning, we're in conversation with the former Bare Naked Ladies frontman ahead of his tour stop here.
All right, welcome back. Taking a look at our sky. Oh, kind of a nice night sky. Still have some ambient light out there. A little bit of cloud on the horizon, but there's still some blue sky going on. We do anticipate more in the way of cloud cover as we make our way into tomorrow. And some parts of the province are actually dealing with a little bit of rain right now. Let's take a look at our satellite and radar shot here. And I'm talking about the southeastern corner and along the border area. And we have this big low that's sort of cycling around. It's a slow-moving low, but it is moving into parts of northern Saskatchewan. So some places will see some rain, some will see flurries. And some places might see both. Let's take a look and see what our numbers are looking like. Just to recap here, 6 degrees in Saskatoon, 7 in Prince Albert, 3 in the Battlefords. And as you can see, moderate to stronger winds, especially in Prince Albert and the Battlefords. The hot spot today, that was Yellowgrass at 14 degrees. The cold spot, a time between Valmarie and Mankota at -8. Brr. Around the province we go, starting off in the larger communities, 1 degree in Lloydminster, 4 in Swift Current, 7 in Regina and Estevan, 8 in Yorkton. Into the central part of the province, temperatures ranging from 2 degrees in Meadow Lake and Spiritwood up to 9 in Hudson Bay. A number of locations sort of in and around that 6 or 7 degree mark. Making our way up north, well, 1 degree in Buffalo Narrows. They're dealing with some light rain right now. That's why it's so cold compared to other locations in northern Saskatchewan. 5 in Stony Rapids, 3 in Key Lake, 6 in Collins Bay and La Ronge, 7 in South End and Sandy Bay Island Falls. And down south, temperatures ranging from 9 degrees in Weyburn down to 2 in East End. And East End is one of those places dealing with a little light rain. It's 8 degrees in Melville, 6 in Carlisle, and 6 in a number of other locations as well. Let's take a quick look and see what's going on with our futurecast. Well, there's that big bullseye in northern Saskatchewan cycling around, and as you can see, it's a mix of rain and snow, so we will keep our eye on that, and a lot more in the way of rainfall for Manitoba sliding into parts of Ontario. Around the province for tomorrow, we've got ourselves expecting some showers in Stony Rapids, Buffalo Narrows, and Key Lake, anticipating flurries and cool temperatures, 4 for La Ronge and Stony Rapids, 3 for Buffalo Narrows, 1 for Key Lake, 3 degrees for Meadow Lake and Spiritwood tomorrow, 8 degrees for Kindersley and Rosetown. In the southwest, temperatures around 8 or 9 degrees. Sunny skies for Maple Creek and Leader. More clouds in Outlook and Swift Current. Swift Current expecting a lot more in the way of wind, and that's true of Regina and Moose Jaw. 8 degrees for Regina, 9 for Moose Jaw, 7 for Yorkton, 10 for Estevan under sunny skies. Cloudy or mainly cloudy skies for east central Saskatchewan with 4 degrees expected in Melfort, 7 in Watrous, 5 in Humboldt, and 6 in Hudson Bay. The Battleford's dropping down to 0 degrees tonight. Chance of some flurries changing to showers tonight. Tomorrow, cloudy skies and the winds shifting around a little bit, backing off in the afternoon. Then a chance of showers on Wednesday, 7 degrees. A cool Thursday in store, and not much of a recovery for Halloween, 4 for a high there, but a weekend with temperatures at or above seasonal values. For Prince Albert and area, clear skies overnight, 0 degrees. 4 tomorrow with mainly cloudy conditions. 8 on Wednesday. Thursday, a chance of flurries, and 3, 4 on Halloween with mainly cloudy skies, and 6 on Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, expecting 7 degrees for high temperatures there. Saskatoon, 1 degree overnight with windy conditions. The winds is still windy tomorrow, but it backs off in the afternoon. Cloudy skies on a high of 7, so that's seasonal. 10 degrees on Wednesday. Thursday, though, and Halloween, 4 degrees. 8 on Saturday. Sunday, 9 degrees. And Monday, 1 week from today, mainly sunny and 7. Anime adaptation Chainsaw Man, the movie, made its box office debut with just over $17 million US in ticket sales across North America. That pushed last week's #1, Black Phone 2, to second place with another $13 million. And Regretting You, based on the 2019 novel of the same name, was just behind with $12.9 million. Well, former Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau has made things official with pop star Katy Perry. The two stepped out hand in hand in Paris, France over the weekend, confirming their long-rumored romance. Reports say the two were out celebrating Katy's 45th birthday. Trudeau was also spotted at Katy Perry's Lifetime's tour stop in Paris. Both JT and KP went through high-profile separations this year. Perry from her former fiancé Orlando Bloom, and Trudeau from his ex-wife Sophie Gregoire. Canadian singer-songwriter Nelly Furtado says she's stepping away from performing for the foreseeable future. The 46-year-old made the announcement on her social media channels Friday, which coincided with the 25th anniversary of the release of her first album, Whoa, Nelly. Furtado said she will take on other creative and personal endeavors that would better suit this next phase of her life.
All right, Jeff, Halloween is coming. Just a few days away, and Saskatoon is getting ready, and that includes the Broadway area.
They're getting spooky. That's the most laughs I've gotten in a long time. Anne-Marie, I understand this witch, who shall remain nameless, is going to be on Broadway on Friday.
She sure is. Yeah, she's going to join us at the Little Stone Stage, and we'll be handing out candy, treats. You can get your picture taken with the witch, and we're doing a pumpkin carving contest too, so people can vote on their favorite pumpkin.
And this is all part of Ghouls and Goodies on Broadway?
Yes, Ghouls and Goodies. This is the first time we've done this, so we're really excited. We have over 40 merchants participating, doing the trick-or-treat trail. So we have this sign, Candy Stop, will be in the window of all the businesses that are handing out treats.
And I understand on Thursday and Friday there are ghost walks run by Murray Gross?
Yes, our resident Ghostbuster Murray is going to be leading people through Broadway, Newtana area, pointing out some of the favorite haunts.
Ooh, all right, so if people want more information or any of the hours, they just go to the website?
You bet. BroadwayYXC.com and Ghouls and Goodies.
Ghouls and Goodies, the first one. I'm sure it'll become a tradition here on Broadway. Well, I guess she knows.
That was a little bit spooky, Jeff.
There you go.
All right, time pick of the day. Anything scary in your picks?
I don't think so. Well, it depends, maybe if you're scared of birds. But this one comes to us from Leslie. She writes, magpies out after the rain on Sunday. Attractive, smart, and entertaining. I call them our winter comedians. Well, some other people might have some other words, but there you go. But yes, they are beautiful looking birds. There's no question about it. This next one comes to us from Brenda. Brenda tells us, sky over my house at 2:30 on Saturday. Wild, right? To me, it looked like a plane had flown into the sun, and it does kind of look like that. So thank you for that, Brenda. And finally from Tracy. Tracy says, taken by our truck driver during harvest. Okay, so thank you, Tracy. It's a beautiful image, and I know harvest is all but done, but I do like nighttime shots of harvest. So thank you to the farmers and all the work they do on our behalf. So if you've got an image to share with us, you can certainly do so by sending it to cfqcnews@ctv.ca. Send pick of the day and put that in your subject line. And if you want, you can just scan that QR code, and that'll take you right to the spot. And remember to shoot those pictures on the horizontal, not on the vertical. Thank you.
Still to come on CTV News, serving up Canadian pride, where Jays fans are flocking to soak up team spirit and flavor south of the border. It's all hands on deck as the Toronto Blue Jays look to bounce back tonight in Los Angeles in Game 3 of the World Series. They will need to win one game to bring the series back for a Game 6 at the Rogers Centre. CTV's Adrian Gobriel is in LA talking to those who love Canada's team.
Wearing their Canadian pride on their chest, Blue Jays fans have been packing into West Hollywood's Attitude Cafe to soak in the World Series and a taste of home.
It's like being at a bar back home. It's actually quite nice. And then, with the poutine and the smoked meat sandwiches and the St. Viator bagels, it starts to really feel like we're in Canada.
Born and raised in Montreal's Plateau neighborhood, restaurant owner Sandro Oliverio has opened his doors to roughly 300 maple leaf waving Canadian transplants for the first 2 games of the World Series.
You can see, cheer and joy in people's faces. It's a very comforting feeling. It's sort of like watching a movie with your favorite blanket on.
Los Angeles is home to the largest population of Canadian immigrants in the United States. Roughly 16% call the state of California home. During this challenging time for U.S.-Canadian relations, Oliverio believes the World Series has served as a welcome reprieve for expats who now call Los Angeles their home.
I'm excited for Canadians that we have something to cheer for as a unity of citizens from Canada.
Sandro Oliverio expects more than 100 crazy Canucks to pack his cafe in West Hollywood again tonight. More than 56,000 are expected in attendance here at Dodger Stadium. But no matter where fans are taking in Game 3, it's expected to be packed with patriotic pride. Adrian Gobriel, CTV News, Los Angeles.
When we come back, the big weekend that was for Saskatoon and later crowning the King of Catan.
Welcome back, and now it's time to take a look at our rural forecast for Tuesday. And as you can see, yeah, a little cooler than it has been, but some places are still at or above seasonal values. That's certainly true for Kindersley and Outlook Waterson at 7. A little cooler up around Meadow Lake, 3 degrees, the same for Spiritwood. As we take a look at Hudson Bay, 6 tomorrow for a high, 5 for Wynyard. And as we make our way down south, well, temperatures do jump up a little bit. Cornack expected to hit 10 degrees tomorrow, 9 in Assiniboia and Lumsden and in Leader. So, yeah, down south, temperatures fairly clumped around that 8 or 9 degree mark. But what about Paradise Hill? Well, Paradise Hill is going to be on the cool side of things. Partly cloudy skies, 5 degrees. And the winds sort of shift around a little bit tomorrow for the Paradise Hill area. It'll start off windy and then fairly windy and gusty. But then in the afternoon, things will drop off to be a more manageable wind speed out of the west. So once again, Paradise Hill is where internet plans of up to 1 gig are available from SaskTel.
For the third time in 5 years, the Saskatoon Hilltops have won the Prairie Football Conference Championship, defeating the Regina Thunder in an overtime thriller at Mosaic Stadium yesterday.
The Thunder send 4-man pressure. Sanders standing in over the middle. It's caught. The Saskatoon Hilltops have won the PFC final.
This was the game-winning touchdown that sealed the Hilltops' 30-27 win over the Thunder. Each of the past 5 PFC title games have featured the provincial rivals. Saskatoon was down as many as 15 points with 10 minutes left in the fourth, coming back to win it.
At first, I had to catch it. I had to, no ifs, ands, and buts. The guy was guarding me. I guess he thought I was doing another route, so when I hit him with the corner, then I hit him with the post, he fell for it. It's great. It's great. It's great. It's a great feeling.
We put a lot of hard work in it, just like Regina has, and so we wanted to make sure that we were going to finish strong, and we were going to finish for each other, and they did that today. And as I said, all we do is we get to play another week.
The Hilltops will now face the Okanagan Sun in the 117th Canadian Bowl at Saskatoon's SMF Field November 9th. They will be looking to secure their Canadian junior football record 24th national championship. A member of the U of S Huskies made history on the football field on Saturday.
Second down from the 12-yard line. They fake the handoff into the end zone. There you go. Weeb, touchdown, and that's the record.
Huskies star receiver Daniel Weeb caught 7 passes for 2 touchdowns to set new program records for single season and career receiving touchdowns. Saskatchewan held the lead for the entire football game and downed the Manitoba Bisons 31-12 to finish first in the Canada West Conference. Saskatchewan will now prepare to host the UBC Thunderbirds in the semifinals this weekend. Kickoff for Saturday's conference semifinal is slated for 2 p.m. at Griffith Stadium. Amazon is expected to report earnings this week, but before that, the tech giant might be cutting its workforce. Morella Fernandez explains.
There is a report tonight that Amazon will be cutting 30,000 jobs and that it starts tomorrow. Reuters is reporting management jobs are being slashed, and the cut represents about 10% of Amazon's corporate staff. The last time Amazon cut this deep was in late 2022 and early 2023, when it shed 27,000 jobs. Here are the closing numbers for the day. The Canadian dollar is up a fraction to 71.48. West Texas Intermediate crude is up to 61.58. Western Canadian Select is down 27 cents to 48.72. And the TSX lost 77 points today to end the day at 30,275. Those are your business headlines. I'm Morella Fernandez.
Turning to local gas prices now, the average price in Saskatoon is currently $1.32.5 a liter. That is up. The lowest price in town is up to $1.21.9. On Saskatchewan markets, Cameco finished the day at $121.26, and Nutrien was down 91 cents. Coming up, Game On, the swap aiming to keep people from getting bored. Then a game of strategy and logic plays out in Saskatoon.
Hey there, Derek Chesty here at the Saskatoon Crime Stoppers. This week on Crime Stoppers Unmasked, we're asking for the public's assistance in finding those responsible for a homicide that took place in the city's West End in the 400 block of Olmsted Road on the early morning hours of June 12th, 2024. Harvey Zorb, 66 years old, lived in a care home in the 100 block of Olmsted Road. Harvey had a routine he liked to follow and was often up earlier than the other residents. At 5 a.m. on June 12th, Harvey left his home before breakfast to get a drink from the 7-Eleven on Pendergrass Road. He purchased a drink at 5:25 a.m. and left the convenience store to head back home to Herbert S. Sears Park. A short time later, as Harvey made his way through the park, he was attacked. One witness saw 3 possible suspects. Harvey was brutally beaten with what police believe a T-shaped piece of metal. He was found around 6 a.m. with life-threatening injuries. Harvey received medical attention on scene and was then transported to hospital where he later died. Police, through their investigation, seized many hours of video surveillance, and they are confident that the killer and their associates are in this video. After reviewing the crime scene footage, police could see a large amount of foot traffic in and around the area of Herbert S. Sears Park that morning. Therefore, it is known that there are witnesses that have seen something that have not yet come forward. Do you have any information about this senseless and violent homicide, or who is responsible for Harvey's death? If so, please give us a call at 1-800-222-8477 or leave a tip online at SaskatoonCrimeStoppers.com. We pay cash rewards of up to $2,000 for information about this crime. Tips are completely anonymous. We don't want your name, we just want your assistance. Saskatoon Crime Stoppers, do your part to stop crime in our community.
Select Hair Service is brought to you by Sage, the beauty bar.
Well, it was all fun and games this weekend in Saskatoon. People gathered at Saskatoon Makerspace on Avenue D South yesterday for a second annual game and puzzle swap. The event was hosted by Library of Things YXE, which is a local organization that lends out everyday household items like kitchen gadgets, tools, and more. Yesterday's game swap allowed people to trade their gently used board and card games as well as puzzles. Organizers say it's a way to switch up their game library and support a local cause.
Members of the community can come in and they bring in either a bag of Sarcan or $5, and they can swap out as many board games and puzzles as they want. They're encouraged to bring their own. They don't have to. They can just take, but then it keeps them out of the landfill, but also is a low-key effort fundraiser for us, too.
Organizers say they are hopeful to have the swap become a seasonal event so people can update their game collection up to 4 times a year.
Sweet.
That's a good idea. Yeah. All right, speaking of board games, Saskatchewan Catan players faced off against each other over the weekend. The game of Settlers of Catan is a strategy board game which has a strong global following. Players from across the province competed against each other at Gather Local Market for the opportunity to represent Saskatchewan on the national stage.
Oh yeah, we have Edmonton, Regina, all over Saskatchewan. We even have a few from Winnipeg over here, so it's definitely growing, and I look forward to seeing more people from the provinces beside us come out.
Emmanuel Vela won the competition and will have the opportunity to head to the national event in 2027.
Cool.
I can't say I understand that game.
No, it's
Must
like
be for smart people.
I'm guessing, it's like, and it looks like it's probably more fun than Risk. I know people love Risk.
A lot of strategy.
Yeah,
Lots of thinking in that game.
And Stratego. That's my kind of strategy game. Anyhow, let's take a look. Or is it Stratego, depending on who you talk to. I know. Let's take a look at tomorrow. We've got ourselves a bit of a windy day, mid-afternoon. Wind will start picking up around 9 in the morning. Won't back off until mid-afternoon. But when it does, just winds out of the west at 15 rather. But temperatures tomorrow around 7 degrees.
All right. And hoping that Halloween gets a little bit warmer.
Yeah, exactly. It's still a bit on the cool side. But right now, there's no precipitation.
Right now.
There's that.
There is that. We'll change that. Thanks for watching. Have a great night.